who should we start with? We'll start with Alfie as he watches the nurse just run off, disappear into the tree line.
Yeah. I just look as she runs off. Was it something I said? Did she drop the syringe?
No, it was still stuck in her arm as she was as she ran off.
That's terrible.
So she probably also had maybe a little sort of box.
Was it one of those little cases that you would have had a syringe in?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's not going to be left in the tent either, then, is it? I'm going to make my way to that tent that she came out of.
Okay. So you peer in through the flaps, through the door of the tent, and it appears to be, well, as you can see on the map, it's the main hospital tent. So there's probably about probably a couple of dozen beds, cot beds that are set up, maybe half of which are occupied by what you presume to be locals. As you know, the doctor informed you that they're not caring for soldiers. It's only like civilians that have been caught up in the conflict that they're caring for. So there's, like I said, about half the beds are occupied by various civilians with various injuries of varying degrees. So none of them appear to be in like a critical condition. They're all just broken limbs and cuts and bruises and nothing too major. So inside here, there is the soldier that you brought with you. He's been brought here, and he's kind of laid. So he's the one exception. He's kind of laid on the bed, just with this kind of vacant, confused look on his face. There's also another doctor and a nurse, as well as some of the nurses that you brought with you, that you escorted here to the aid camp, and they're just generally busying themselves tending to the patients.
Yeah. So call in. I say, did anybody see the nurse that just left? She seemed a little bit in distress.
So the lady turns around and says, "Sorry, who are you?"
I'm with the expedition. We've just arrived. The nurse. Is she all right?
Nurse Barry. I'm afraid she's suffering from some stress. It's her first time out in the field, and some people just don't take to it. The isolation, the location, the conflict. She's not dealt with it very well at all.
No, she has just run off into the jungle. Should we send somebody to go look for her?
She was, and she turns around and says, she was here a moment ago.
Yes. I've just watched her leave the tent, and she's just run away into the jungle.
Where did she go exactly?
And I'll point in the general direction that she ran off into. Is there something in that direction? Was she? Does she know anybody out there? Anybody?
I wouldn't have thought so. No, she's a little green, to say the least. She turns to the nurse at the side. Sergio, maybe you'll take go and find Guerrero and see if you can bring her back. And he nods and leaves the tent.
Oh, but perhaps I could accompany you.
If you wish.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, you leave the tent, the hospital tent, with this guy who introduces himself as Sergio Lorenzi.
Lorenzi. It's a good name.
It is, indeed. And he takes you. So you head over south to the south side of the camp to where the main bulk of the tent's set up, and he approaches, sticks his head into one of the tents and calls out. It says, Gregario, we need your assistance. Nurse Barry again, and this guy, quite grizzled-looking guy in his early 40s, perhaps. It's hard to tell. He's clearly one of the natives, but he's dressed like an outsider. He's more dress more like yourselves.
Okay. So he may have been a native around the area and he's kind of joined up with Caduceus or whoever. Maybe.
But this so on his clothing, there's perhaps some hints of his native origins. A little trinket or a couple of
okay.
feathers.
Interesting character.
Right, so I thought he was keeping an eye on her. I told you she's a liability. All this nonsense.
No, she's done this before, then I assume.
Yeah, she's not cut. She's a young girl, not cut out for. Caduceus should never have sent somebody like that into a combat zone. I don't know what they were thinking.
It is the combat that has shaken her. Then,
well, it says I see people come out here into the jungle, and the isolation, the change, the dramatic change in the environments. It's just strange things to some people. Some people just aren't prepared for it.
I'm sure.
The sudden change. So
well, she was running at quite a pace. We should probably get a move on if we're to catch up with her.
She probably won't get far. If she
does that sound ominous?
She'll get lost before she gets any distance. Well, it won't be too hard to pick up a trail, I'm sure.
Okay.
And so yeah, Gregario he takes the lead and leads you off into the jungle north of the camp. He pauses briefly, checking there's some like broken twigs and stems. This shouldn't take long. And cool. So I guess we'll leave you heading off into the jungle. All right. So back over by the soldiers. So while you were talking to the soldiers, so the last thing that happened, they kind of were getting a little bit tired, annoyed with you were being in closer proximity to them, and they had told you they'd warned you to step back and return to the other side, to your side of the camp.
Well, I will do so then. Yeah. I guess Karina's doing so as well, yeah.
Okay, so they're kind of berating you. So they're doing this, so speaking Spanish. Katrina can speak, I believe she speaks Spanish.
Yeah, I speak Spanish.
Yeah. So yeah, they kind of continue to like berate you and talking, in a openly threatening tone to tell you to like move on, and then they both almost at the same time stop, kind of break out of the like conversation, just stopped, and what are we doing here? I turns to his fellow soldier. When do we get here?
I'm just going to stand back and just watch these two soldiers and see how this pans out.
Okay, so obviously Vinny doesn't know, because they're speaking in Spanish.
No, Vinny has the linguist.
He does, yes. So it gets the yes. I do have
talent, so I've always got a chance to know what language people are speaking.
Yes, so you can tell you clearly tell them speaking in Spanish. Does it give you? I think it gives you ability to.
Yeah, I think I'll have something.
Determine what language, bonus language on language rolls. So yeah, you. So it basically allows you to immediately determine what language is being spoken. Not necessarily to understand it, but it does give you a bonus.
It gives me a bonus on my language to understand it.
It does. Right? It does. I mean, you can, if you want, you can do it. I mean, it's all a learning experience. If you're successful, of course, it will allow you to.
This is how my character is going to learn lots of languages. By
it is indeed.
Passing these roles. Right?
Yeah.
So, I don't think there is a thing for a second language role anywhere on the sheet, actually. Phil.
Let me.
I've only got.
Well, just roll a percentage dice.
Yeah.
You can pick up a percentage dice from the dice tray at the bottom.
Yeah.
If you, although that won't allow you to roll it with a bonus, but anyways.
It's all right. I rolled a 20, so I need to.
Just roll another 10, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, that's a
the single
Here we
10.
go. Oh, that came off a 0.
Okay, so
Wow.
that's So no, that a 20. Not good enough, obviously. But yeah, so yeah, they like turn and looking at each other, and they're just this confused look just crosses both the faces, and they're just like clearly have no idea what they're doing here, and or don't appear to have any memory of of recent events.
Is this very similar to how the other guy reacted?
It is.
Okay.
Just trying to think of being opportunist. I've already robbed them. Don't know what else I'm going to do with this. Like, are we going to try and trick them into thinking that we're in charge here? Because they don't have a clue what's going on. We're sent into, so their captain, something happened to the captain out in patrol, and we were sent in here to take over. Maybe. Think it's going to work? Like they don't have a clue what's going on. Think that's worth a try.
It depends how much they still remember about that captain. They might still be loyal to their captain.
So Katrine, they're basically like talking and saying, "Where's the rest of the men? The sergeant, sergeant Captain Lafuente, and they both." After a brief exchange, they wander off from the current position, start walking around, searching the camp.
I think because I heard them questioning about the other members of the team, I will mention that to Vinny, but follow them as well, just to like catch up to them and just say, hey, look, like the rest of your team, they're out on you call them maybe scavenger hunts or something. I'm sure they'll be back at some point. Maybe you could just come and take a rest somewhere. Just come and take a seat, and I'll lead them to the.
Look at each other. Stones? Are they looking for the stones? Was there something about looking for some stones? So then one of them looks. He says, "Who are you to tell us what? You're just a civilian."
No.
Where's the cap? Do you know where the captain is?
We've just been told that all the other men went out on what's the proper word for it?
Patrol.
That's it. We just came here, and we were told that all your other soldiers and sergeants and what are out on patrol. And we've came here because obviously this is a camp to help people. I assume you're here maybe to also get some help. I'm just looking them up and down at the state of them, trying to make them realize that they might actually be a little bit tired and everything.
So they kind of look at each other and say, "Yeah." And then one of them turns to, "Yeah, this camp is under army control on the orders of Captain Lafuente.
Okay.
Be about you be about your business. Mind your own. These are military affairs."
Have they seemed to like? Has I noticed a switch, or is it just that's all that there is? It just
they just it's just like this is they don't know where it's like that's all they've got to fall back on. They don't know. Okay. And so the pair of them start walking, doing a circuit of the camp. Every so often they're like when they come across either some of the aid workers or some of the natives, they start speaking to them, and you can clearly hear they're asking after the captain. They ask after Captain Lafuente, a Lieutenant Rodriguez, and a Sergeant Anguelo.
Yeah, I think I'll at that point let them go and just turn to Vinny as like they don't seem to have any sort of memory at all.
Like the guys before, eh? They don't know what's
Yeah.
going on. They don't know why they're here.
No, I think it's the only thing they remember. It's like again with the other guys, just they remember they were told to look for stones,
Looking for
and they were
round
in this camp.
stones.
Yeah.
It's very strange. I'm going to be keeping an eye on all of them at all times. Are they? You said that they walked away from me, and she's followed them. So I've got a bit of space from them, I guess.
Yeah, if you like, yeah.
I'm sniffing around, seeing if I can find anything that takes my interest. Sneakily.
What, you're going in the buildings?
If I see an empty one.
Well, the top two buildings they're in ruins. Have obviously been hit by artillery fire or burnt down. The other four buildings are mostly intact, and well, as you know, they've been taken over by the soldiers.
Are any of them unoccupied currently?
All of them appear to be currently unoccupied.
I am going for a sniff around.
Okay. Very well. You can make I guess you can make a spot hidden roll, right?
So what? Spot hidden.
Spot hidden roll, yeah.
Okay, 2 seconds. Spot hidden. Where are you?
So while you're doing that, so meanwhile, in the radio tent, cool.
Hard.
Indeed. We have Randy and Jamie with Dr. Gomez. Dr. Gomez says, as you can see, the soldiers made pretty swift work of the radio. But if there's anything you can salvage to repair your own, then feel free. Unless there's anything else, if you'll excuse me, I've a job to do.
So thank you. We'll see what we can do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so James, tell me about this old boyfriend of yours that you were so anxious to get away from him.
That's all rather irrelevant at the moment. We need to get this radio fixed. Everyone seems to be walking. Everyone seems to be walking around, and it's like we've just. I came on this out on this expedition to greater my knowledge, and I don't know, to get away and to do something better, something fun with my life, and everyone seems so calm on the fact that we have just walked through the jungle. The person that was leading us has been shot in the head, and we have strange lizard people wearing human skins attacking us. And everyone's just walking around this camp and nobody's like panicking. Randy, we need to get out of here. I want to go and...
There must be a logical explanation for this. I mean, clearly there's something that happened to this person. There's this infection maybe, or fever. I mean, I've seen similar types of activities and manifestations in the blonde snub-nosed monkeys of Botswana that I was hunting, oddly enough, after I broke up with my girlfriend. And, I just needed to take out some tensions. And I heard that they were extinct, but then somebody found that they actually did have some more of these creatures. They were found in a very desolate area, very remote area of Botswana. But I got them. No worries.
Good. And I'm glad you did, but that doesn't give it one iota of help with us right now, that there's giant lizards wearing human skins walking around the jungle shooting at us.
But don't you see, if there was only one of them, then you got him. You made him extinct. You made a name for yourself.
I don't need to make a name for myself. I need to get myself and you and anyone else at least out of this jungle, and we come back properly equipped to check that there's no more of the giant lizard things walking around.
You are correct. You don't need to make the name for yourself. You need to make a name for that creature. We should call them More Lizards. You killed the last More Lizard. We shall name it after you.
We will do no such damn thing, goddamn man. Sort yourself out.
Would you like to call it the Jamie Lizard?
No, I want to get us safely out of here. This is not a hunting trip.
Well,
we are not here hunting.
We're in a location that is protected by soldiers. That has to be pretty safe.
Soldiers that don't seem to know their left foot from their right foot right now.
In any case, I think when the soldiers realize that their captain is no longer coming back, and they don't have that hierarchy of authority, they'll just go off on their own. They'll realize they're free and they won't need to listen to anybody's orders anymore. I mean, their captain's never coming back.
Or they might try and kill the people that killed him.
Well, then we should probably leave.
Yes. So we need to get the radio done and stop standing here wasting time. I mean, I want to go out. I want to explore the jungle. I want to find these artifacts. I want to do all that we were supposed to do.
Yes,
but right now, I think we're going. I think we're going to die.
So much in common. I mean, we both recently left significant others. We both recently killed almost extinct species. I mean, it's almost like the universe has brought us to this point in time together. Would you like to go killing other almost extinct creatures with me? That could be fun, and it could get us away from here.
No, we're going to mend the radio, we're going to get some help, and we're going to leave.
Okay. So let's take a look at this radio then. Where do you think this wire goes? And that thing is cracked. Do you think that's important, or can we do without it?
No, we need to get our radio and see what bits are broken and see if there's any bits in here that could taken from that and popped into that.
Yes,
we're not mending this one here.
It's a little bit smaller than the one over here, but yeah, perhaps we could try.
Have you ever done any electrical stuff? You're just a hunter. Leave it alone, you buffoon. Stand aside.
I could help. I could pass you screwdrivers. And tools as well, not just the drinks.
Have you got some? Have you got some? Have you just got guns and knives?
Oh, over here we'll find. I mean, this is the radio room. There must be a toolbox around, and I'll search around for like one of those old metal toolboxes that are too heavy to comfortably carry.
There's probably tools and things, like means. Obviously, because they're going to have to maintain the radio themselves as well. So there's going to be things like that around.
And look, I've also found some spare parts over here in this toolbox. That's fortuitous.
So somebody received a whisper, just in case. I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but just in case you're aware of that. If you want to check, I won't tell you who it is, but
I don't know even where to look for whispers.
It will be in the chat log.
If everybody just goes, oh, then nobody knows who it was.
Yeah,
we'll know it's not me because I'm going. Where do we look?
So any whispers you get, they will appear in the chat log in Foundry. Okay.
You know.
Sorry, go.
And all of this thing about these creatures and stuff easily explained. We are in a very remote location. I remember, these red-nosed zebroids that I was hunting once in the continent. They also seem to have some sort of infectious disease that caused this mottling, skin condition, almost as if they shed their skin and had something else. This is probably what this captain was suffering from. Don't worry your pretty little head over it.
Oh, don't you buffoon.
We all know the fairer sex. They get much more excited over these things for needlessly.
Right, just pass me the stuff. I'll sort the radio out. You're incompetent of doing anything. But talk about yourself.
I'm actually quite interested in talking about you. You are an extraordinary shot.
Yes. And you're not, and you're a hunter. So, well done.
Well,
Okay, so I believe last session, you did actually make the repair roll, which
Yes.
I believe was. I can't remember if you. I think you had. To
I
spend
think
it,
we
but it was a
passed.
success. Yeah, it was a pass.
It was not good. I don't remember.
It was
a critical.
amazing.
I can't
It was
remember.
an
I can't believe you
extreme
don't remember. It
success.
was a critical
It
success.
was a success. I believe
Oh
it
yes,
was.
there
I believe
was.
it,
Look at that. This was a success.
I believe it was just. I think
Even if it wasn't,
maybe you had to
I'd have
spend some
made it
luck on
wrong.
it. Yeah, I think you had to spend a few points to look on it. But
I
yeah.
did.
Yeah. she did.
So yeah, checking over your the radio, the pack radio that you brought with you. Like I said before, it's not a major repair. It's nothing really serious. Some of the valves have been broken, damaged. So it's quite a simple job of replacing them. It takes more time to actually find ones amongst the aid camp's smashed up radio, find ones that are intact that you can salvage. But yeah, it doesn't take you once you've found them, it doesn't take you too long. It only takes you a few minutes to actually replace them and get your radio back up and, well, as far as you can tell, it's back up and running. Of course, to actually use it, you need to get the radio antenna at like significant height. So usually when Dr. Hussein used it, he usually had one of the porters climb up a tree and put the radio up a tree, the antenna up a tree, because it needs to be quite high up to get a signal.
I can think of somewhere where to stick the antenna right now.
Jamie Moore, that's fantastic. Look, you fixed it. Why don't I go tell everybody that the radio is fixed? I'm sure everybody will appreciate it.
You will go and stick this antennae somewhere high, and I will try and get through to somebody. You obviously a very good hunter, so climbing a tree would be quite easy for you.
Oh yes, quite. I've hunted quite a many eggs in a nest, and that required me to climb trees. Yes, I've hunted coconuts as well.
You just off your pop.
Okay, so you'll have to take. So there's no trees in the actual camp village. So you're gonna have to.
I've got to go with him.
So you're gonna have to at least take the radio to the edge of the camp.
Ooh,
does that mean I've got to carry the radio for him?
No,
somebody will have to carry it.
But we have to hide. We cannot let the soldiers see. Or perhaps there's another solution. This radio tent probably has a very high mast holding the top of the tent.
It probably does. That is true.
What if I try to kind of just like poke it out like a periscope a bit? Hopefully nobody notices. Try to climb up and stuff. Or do we want to leave with the radio?
This is a good point. So the camp radio is somewhat similar to yours. So yeah, you could possibly in fact, I suppose in theory you could disconnect the aerial from the camp aerial's radio antenna and disconnect it from the wreckage of their radio and attach it to yours.
Oh.
So yeah, you could probably. It's a good point. You could probably utilize the camp radio's antennae.
But I wanted to make him shimmy up a tree.
But the question is, do you want to? Do you want more privacy?
Absolutely.
I mean, you are inside a tent.
So you mean for using the radio? I see. Okay.
Oh. So does he have to shimmy up the pole?
No, it could. If you want to do that, you could literally disconnect the antenna, the cables from the antenna from the wreckage of the camp radio and attach it to. It's essentially the same type of radio.
We shall do that then.
Right.
Well, I'll
Okay.
do it because he's incompetent.
Okay, so we'll leave you
Good choice.
doing that then. Right. So meanwhile, in the jungle, off in the jungle. So maybe you've been
The
following
mighty
along
jungle.
the mighty jungle where the lion sleeps tonight, possibly.
Thank you.
So yeah, you're off in the jungle with Sergio, and I'm going to put his name, make it so his name pops up because I keep forgetting what his name is. Hovered by anyone. There we go. Oh, I should point out if somebody could check for me, if you hover over the tokens of the NPCs, do their names pop up? If you hover over the NPC,
Yeah, some of them, yes. I mean, the
Yeah.
soldiers know they've not got names.
yeah, no, they got names.
Yeah, they do.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah, red shirts aren't going to have names.
Richards.
Yeah. So, where's Gregorio?
Gregorio.
Gregorio. He's taking the lead. He's performing like tracker, the role of tracker, and it doesn't take it like Gregorio promised. It doesn't take you long before you find Nurse Barry, who is. You first see her legs sticking out from under a bush, and Nurse Lorenzo is a little concerned. He rushes over, but it quickly breathes a sigh of relief as it rolls her over and finds her just she's a little worse for wear for the medication she's administered to herself.
I think that's the thing. As he's doing that, I'll lean forward and I'll kind of say to him, she was injecting herself with something.
Yeah, we've been trying to keep. We're aware of this. We've been trying to keep her. As I say, we've been trying to keep an eye on her. But there's only. This is why we requested more staff from Caduceus. There's only so many eyes we can keep on things.
Mm.
And he picks up the case with the hypodermic, which he picks up the hypodermic. It's just laid on the forest floor, and puts it in the case with there's vials of what look like morphine or something like that.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. It was that I was wanting to take a look at if I could, but okay. So I'll. I mean, is she completely passed out? Are we going to have to carry her?
She's. Yeah, well, she looks semi-conscious, but she won't say she's unresponsive. Let's put it that way.
Okay. So I'll suggest then that we grab her under each arm, over her shoulder, to carry her back. Because Alfie can't do it on his own.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, and as we're heading back, I'll say, yeah. So when did the soldiers arrive in the village?
So,
how long have they been here?
So it's a few days, 3 days now.
No, just anything strange about them at all?
Well, I've told so Sergio says that I served in the Great War, and I've seen this kind of look, that 1,000-yard stare. Some
shell shock.
Yeah, but there's something different. It's like that. It's similar, but I can't. I don't know how to explain. I can't quite put my finger on this. So it's something not quite right.
Have you had any interactions with the captain at all?
Very little. The captain and the lieutenant and sergeant, they pretty much kept themselves, literally kept a distance between anybody other than the soldiers.
You've not noticed any unusual behavior then about them in particular?
Well, other than their presence here, right? The conflict in the area, that resulted in most in the damage to the village and most of the injuries, that happened about a week ago, and the forces from both sides, the Paraguayan soldiers and the Bolivian soldiers, conflict's moved on. They've been long gone. Then the captain, the lieutenant, and the sergeant, and this group of men just turned up out of nowhere.
Asini mentioned something about a battle that took place nearby. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, it's on the took place just about a couple of miles west of here, across the other side of the ford.
Oh,
it was the ford and the river. It's the only pass. It was the only place to pass the river in for a good 20 miles or more, north and south. And so the Paraguayan soldiers had set up a defensive position there. And so a force of Bolivian soldiers turned up on the scene, and it was a short battle, bloody battle. And the Bolivian soldiers retook the ford, or at least eliminated the Paraguayan force. And then after that, they stayed for a while, but they were called away shortly after.
and did the soldiers in the village? They arrived after that. Battle?
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But they've only been, like I say, they've only been here 2-3 days, but they spend a little time in the camp. Almost all day they're out
On patrol.
searching for something. I don't know.
Did they mention anything about any stones?
So when you say this, you can make a psychology roll.
Okay. Oh,
wow. Well, it's a bit of a waste, really, because they're not that much.
that sounds about right.
When you mention stones, you notice Gregorio he suddenly pays attention. He looks over at you, and then quickly looks away to when he realizes when he notices you. Yeah.
Don't worry, Asini's fully briefed us before his untimely demise.
Oh, you saying this too? Sorry.
I'm saying that too. Is it Gomez? Is it?
Gregorio to the left.
Lorenz.
Lorenz.
I mean, yeah. I mean, is that who is it that's been giving me this information? That would be the nurse.
Lorenz is the one who's been speaking to you.
Was it Guerrero that reacted and I noticed him? Was it?
Yes. It was
okay.
Guerrero yeah.
Oh, and I'll say that to Guerrero then.
I'm sure
Yeah.
There's Caduceus business, no business of mine.
Oh, and why is that?
This is my village. I'm just here. I'm just here to help.
No, you're not dressed like the other villages.
I spent some time out in the main, away from the jungle. I spent a few years at the university in the back in the city.
What is it you have against Caduceus?
I don't have anything to Caduceus. They're here. They're the only people that have come and paid attention to the plight of my people. But beyond that, I have no interest. All I want to see is that our village is brought back to normal.
Alfie's a journalist. He's going to press this guy, even though this guy probably doesn't want to talk about it. He mentioned, I mentioned the stones, and that seemed to resonate with you. What is it with these stones?
You can make
time for a psychology roll.
Okay. No, I mean, I'm fully expecting him not to want to speak to me about it. Yeah, I'm not good at that. Yeah, not this time.
Well, what stones are these you're speaking of? There are many stones here in the jungle. This is the land of the Aztecs and Mayans.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not gonna pursue that any further, but I'm gonna look at him, I'm gonna smile and let him know that I know that he knows.
Good. Kind of nods at you, and we better get this young lady back to the camp.
And absolutely, she does look like she needs medical attention.
Okay, so he takes so he goes somewhere ahead and starts leading you back to camp. And Sergio turns to, well, what's this stuff now? Well, what stones?
It was something that Orsini mentioned. You know anything about some unusual stones in the area?
No, I can't say I do. But then we don't. We don't stray from the camp.
No, it's very dangerous out there in the jungle.
It is hostile fauna, and this snakes, particular, can be nasty. There's coral snakes. Do you know of coral snakes? People call them the 20-minute snakes.
I'm not going to ask you why they call them the 20-minute snakes. I think that's obvious. No, how do I recognize a coral snake?
Oh, you can. They're very bright colored stripes on them. It's luckily they're probably the easiest of the snakes that populate the area. The easiest to spot.
I see.
And if you do spot one, you want to stay well clear of it. Well clear.
Oh, well, I try to stay clear of any snakes, to be fair.
That's good advice. So do I. I'll be. I can't deny. I'll be glad to get out of this jungle. It's not. This is just a stepping stone for me.
Oh, I see. You have ambitions.
Yeah. I signed up with Caduceus. Had some trouble back in New York, and Caduceus were looking for people with my kind of experience. So I took the opportunity.
Yeah, and Alfie makes a mental note of that. Something to look into.
With Caduceus employs all sorts of people.
That they do. That they do.
I'm sure you know this yourself. With a bit of luck, I'll make some useful contacts that maybe can get me out of the mess.
Well,
move on
I'll
to
drink
better
to that.
things. Indeed, that sounds a good idea. I'll be off duty later. If you care to share a flask.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't press him any further.
Okay. Shortly after you get back to the camp and take Nurse Barry over into the hospital tent where they put him on their beds. And Doctor, what's her name? Dr. Salvatorelli. She takes a rather extreme precaution of securing her to the bed.
Strapping it to her bed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, meanwhile, Vinny, you're checking through these houses, through this soldiers' accommodation. They're strangely void of any personal effects. There's no spare clothing. There's one thing that is and one thing that is common to all these like dwellings that soldiers have taken. There's a smell. smell of like BO and just general uncleanliness. And the beds, the sheets on the beds are stained and smell. There's nothing here. The only thing you find, you just by chance, you just come across a box, a half-empty box of shells for a shotgun.
So I'll take all of those.
So there's about 20 shells for a what shotgun has it got? I think they have got 12 gauge. Yeah, 12 gauge. About 12 shells for a 12 gauge shotgun.
Does that match my shotgun?
I'll have a look. What shotgun have you got? Where did you get that shotgun from? Was it from one of the
some guy I killed about 5 minutes ago?
Yes. In which case, yeah, you have got a 12 gauge shotgun. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
that's
Also,
it. No personal wealth.
No
notes. No nothing. No nothing of interest.
No. Like not even any, like pictures or anything. No
personal items at all.
No, nothing.
Okay, I'll still take half a box of shotgun shells as a win, and get out of there before I'm noticed sneaking around. Start to mingle, to gravitate back towards somebody else in my group in the camp.
Okay. And what was Katrina doing?
I think after she just had that little chat with Vinny, keeping him updated, and saw that he went off to the tent, she would wander off and go look for the others. She knew that she doesn't know where Alfie went because he was supposed to be with them and he went. But I assume I know where Jamie.
Yeah, so Jamie and Randy were in they're in the radio tent.
Yeah. So make my way slowly over there. So I'll enter the tent. But I think
Karina, good news. She fixed
it. I think at some point they might notice me, like I step a little different, but only ever so slightly.
So sorry, who was that? Noticed Jamie and Randy?
If either of them actually notice me enter,
I would imagine so. Yeah, you can't probably enter with them in mid argument as they're trying to. You can see they're trying to attach the camp radio's antenna to your radio.
Yeah. Okay.
I told you to attach the blue wire, not the red wire.
I have difficulty distinguishing
Oh my
colors.
God! It's just Katrina, are you okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Just been speaking with the guards. It's all very strange. How are you guys getting on?
We're fine.
You could be the first.
Do I notice the walking strange? Do we notice that she's walking strange, or do we have to roll for that? Or
It's literally just it's a slight step. As soon as I notice you looking in my direction, I rectify it. So it's if you pick that up.
Do we pick that up?
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, maybe yeah. So you notice that Katrina suddenly corrects herself as she sees notice you're looking at her.
I'm a very caring person. Katrina, take a seat.
Stop shouting at him for a second and just look at me.
Karina, I have excellent news for you. You know that creature that Jamie killed? It is now known as a lizard moor.
Randy, this is not the time. Katrina's obviously hurt her foot. Katrina, please take a seat.
I don't think it's right to be naming such abominations.
He's an imbecile. Just let him.
But they are extinct now, and it's thanks to Jamie Moore. She gets to name the creature after herself. It's a very common practice.
Sir, you make wild assumptions. We could be surrounded by these lizard things. You assume it's extinct now.
I'm quite certain. I've never seen another one of its kind.
Well, you don't know.
I've seen a lot of one of their kinds.
You do not know. So let's leave that little thought in your head until we've looked around the area and checked there isn't any more wanting to kill us. But right now, the moment is we got to get the radio, and our friend here is limping. Are you
what do
okay?
need? Do you need any help with
Karina,
anything?
what
What can I do?
What do you mean?
You seem to be gating slightly off your leg.
I'm perfectly fine. Like as you're talking to her now, there is no difference as before. Looks perfectly fine.
If only we had a hospital camp nearby we could take you to have that leg checked out.
There's nothing wrong with my leg. It's perfectly fine.
Bless you. Right. Well, we'll if you need any help, just let me know. Don't let him know. He'll probably shoot you, thinking you're the last one that you're going to be extinct or something.
I want you
I'm quite certain that that's not the case.
So anyway, take that blue wire out and add the red wire, and it should work.
All right.
Okay, and it does. The radio crackles to life.
Turn the volume down. Turn the volume down.
So you'll have to, of course, adjust it to the correct frequency to be able to contact Caduceus, which, along with code words that you were all issued to be able to verify your identity if you ever needed to contact Caduceus, you have. So you have the frequencies to contact them, which is also in fact also on a clipboard with from the camp where they keep notes, records of stuff like the frequency for contacting Caduceus and other things.
We should get their instructions on what to do about these soldiers.
Okay, well, I look up at the board, see whatever I need to do, and then sort of try and do the old hello, anyone there? Over and out.
Okay, so there's a lot of. Oh, I think we have a fact. Where are we? Yeah, there we go. So there's a bit of static as you like. You turn the dial, tune the radio back and forth. Eventually, you hear a crackly, static voice. Hello, hello. This is Shapiro. Who am I talking to, please?
Is that a name that we would know?
No, you're not familiar with.
I see.
We found
Oh,
his
well,
name
yeah,
in a note.
yeah. Sorry, you are. So yeah, the note is that name is on the letters. Yeah, but you're not personally familiar with them. No.
Hello, it's Jamie from the aid. Over. Just want to say over.
Is Dr. Yusini there?
I don't know. It's Dr.
Hello? Dr.
Hello.
Yusini, can I speak to Dr. Yusini, please?
He's deceased, remember?
He's alive, but he's not here. I mean, he's here, but he's not alive. Sorry. He
got bit by a snake. He's in the hospital. He's unable to speak to you at the moment.
Okay, and you are?
Jamie Moore. I was sent out. We were sent on the expedition. I can't say that word. Can I call it something else? We were sent on the trip.
Exhibition.
You should say Jamie Moore, huntress extraordinaire.
Can you confirm your identity? Do you have your pass code?
I look up on the wall. Is there a passcode there?
No, but you do have one. You know what it is.
Yes, it's 745392. Don't ask me to say that ever again.
Okay, so there's a brief pause again. It says, and how are you, Miss Moore?
I'm perfectly well, thank you very much. Thank you for asking. And how are you?
Okay, so he doesn't answer that. So
you should ask him for his passcode.
So you say Dr. Sini has been bitten by a snake? Is it serious?
I don't know. He's being attended to by the doctors of the camp right now. But we may need some reinforcements sending in, if that's possible.
Reinforcements?
Yeah, there
What do you
seems
mean? So we did the were the nurses and doctors that the US got there not enough for Dr. Gomez?
no, but there might be some soldiers that have taken over the camp.
I see. That is that could be a problem. Are they interfering with the operation?
They're interfering with everything right now. They broke the radio. We've had to quickly fix it. So we're having to get the message through to you very quickly before they realise that we have mended our radio.
Oh, that's good thinking. Good thinking. I'm afraid I can't provide extraction quite yet.
Good God, man! You need to get your finger out and sort something out.
Stop getting excited. And I'd like to grab the radio for a second. And say hello, Mr. Shapiro. This is Randy Savage, code 8675309.
Mr. Savage, thank you. Are you? Can you confirm this status of Dr. Orsini?
Just want you to know that I bought the reference, the number.
He was trying to explain to us something prior to him becoming unavailable to talk anymore due to being bitten by some lizard snake something. Sorry.
Some lizard snake? Do you mean Dr. Orsini didn't explain the situation to you?
Not quite, but he did say that there was a situation to explain, and never got around to it.
Oh, I see. That is unfortunate. Well, I presume you probably guessed by now that there's something more to just escorting supplies to the aid camp going on.
We gathered as much with all the soldiers here. What can you tell us?
His presence of soldiers may be related, and he seems to be almost talking to himself when he says that. He says, Caduceus, we provide services beyond humanitarian aid. Our teams also seek out threats against humanity and deal with them. You are one such team. Unfortunately, Dr. Orsini was supposed to brief you on this.
I pushed Randy out of the way. Maybe you should have told us this before we left.
The responsibility of that was given to the expedition leader, Dr. Orsini. It seems that responsibility falls to me. If you bear with me, I can explain the situation. You may or may not know that on March the 4th, there was an artillery shell that hit a site of interest near to the aid camp that you are now in. Some kind of guardian was released and may still be at large. We don't know what it is, but we consider it to be dangerous, so it would be remiss of me to remind you, to tell you to be careful. We're interested in what this guardian is protecting, which is why you have been sent into the field.
This is Randy Savage again, code 8675309.
Mr. Savage?
Can you please let us know, was this guardian reptilian in nature?
We have not had a visual sighting of the threat. I believe it was classed as a level 3 threat.
What does level 3 threat mean?
It means be careful. I wouldn't advise getting too close. I'd say the level of threat escalates with the higher.
So if this was a level 4 threat, we would have to be more careful than a level 3 threat.
Indeed, if this was a level 4 threat, we would be. I think we would be considering an immediate extraction. But
Okay.
I elbow Randy in the ribs and ask them if they need it to bring back alive.
What's that?
Ask them if the threat needs bringing back alive.
Oh my God. What are we due to do when we find this threat?
if you can, avoid it. If you can't, then exterminate it.
Oh.
Well, then I don't understand. We could have avoided it just by never coming here.
That isn't the purpose of your mission.
What is the purpose of our mission?
We believe that you should find that you will find a temple in the area. Inside the temple, you'll find an ancient mummy. Your job is to bring that mummy back to the Caduceus headquarters in New York. And I can't stress this enough. We need the mummy alive.
What?
Sorry, I grab the mic radio thingy off him. Jamie here, 675439.
I think when she's saying that, all you can hear is probably me, Karina in the background. It's like, what the hell does he mean alive?
I'm going. Go. Could you just repeat that? You do know that mummies are mummified dead people.
Well, let's just say this is an exception to the rule.
So now you're telling us that there's something running around the jungle and a mummy running around the jungle.
Oh no, the mummy should be in a state of stasis. If our research pans out, anyway.
I'm going to poke Jamie now, the way she poked me, and say, ask him about this guardian. Is it the last of its kind?
Have you had any reports on this guardian? Because we may have seen it.
Could you expand upon that? What do you mean you may have seen it? You would certainly know if you had seen it.
It was a giant lizard wearing human skin.
Yes. No.
Yes, no?
No. I'm aware of what you're. I'm aware of what you're speaking of, but no, that is not. That is not a threat. Oh, if only it was.
Oh, okay. So there's a guardian, a live mummy, and you know of giant lizards around. Go.
Yes.
How many?
We're aware of that situation. I'm afraid I can't fully brief you on that at the moment.
Oh.
We will, of course, be given a full debriefing when you return to Caduceus headquarters.
Okay,
let's just say that
how many lizards?
They are conflicting. They have conflicting objectives.
How many of them is there?
That's I don't know. You're our eyes on the ground. This is what you're here to do.
Right. So killing one wouldn't make it extinct then.
Killing them would be very beneficial, but.
Silly woman. Killing all of them would make them extinct.
You said there was only one.
That I know of, that we know of. Until it's
reputations
are built like this.
It is unlikely there'll be only one. You should be on your guard. They are experts at infiltration.
Shapiro, this is Randy Savage, codename 8675309. Can you please let me know what? Why is the armies are looking for some capstones or something? What is it that they are looking for here?
So we believe, as I say, there was an artillery strike on the site of interest. One of the site of interest is, we suspect, one of these stones. If our research is correct, these are wards that conceal the location of the temple that you were looking for. Now, it's our understanding that one of these wards was destroyed during this artillery strike. I would suggest the first course of action would be to reach the battlefield and examine the site. I must apologise that you've they're in this situation. It was Dr. Ucini should have fully explained all this. He shall be. I can assure you, she'll be reprimanded for this dereliction of his duties.
I'm gonna jump on and tell him the truth. I think at that point.
Is
Grass.
you don't break news like that to a person over the phone. You wait till you're in person.
It's okay, it's on the radio.
Well, they could have told us more information, but the doctor's dead.
I'm sorry. Who's this?
This Karina Montoya.
Can you hear a muffled
Give him your
voice?
code word.
You hear a muffled voice of him talking to. He seems to be talking to somebody else. You can't quite hear what he's saying. Before he comes to this. Sorry, who is this again?
Karina Montoya. 808 135.
There's a brief pause.
What, the nurse just came in to inform us that the doctor died from his bite wound? Horrible news.
Like,
Miss Montoya, so what is that? What exactly is happening there?
we're not entirely sure. We came under attack, the doctors died, and we somehow killed some.
Died from this snake bite?
Not in so many words. He's died from a shot rifle to the head by the snake that was covered in man skin.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Where does the snake bite come in?
I mean, he was killed by a lizard. Snake person.
Right.
These things that you apparently know
shot.
about but didn't tell us about. The snakes covered in human skin.
As I've already stated, that was Dr. Ucini's responsibility. We like to test out prospective operatives in the field, and as you can imagine, providing certain pieces of information prior to that might not come across very well.
You are
I
quite
understand
in
you
luck
was
then.
too-
Did you know Jamie Moore trained on a farm?
We're fully aware of the credentials of all our potential operatives, Mr. Savage.
Yes.
Yours in particular. Your expertise as a hunter should become quite useful.
I shall protect them against this guardian, and if it truly is the last one, I shall ensure its extinction.
I only hope that it is, Mr. Savage. I truly do.
How do you want us to get out of this camp with all these soldiers around?
Are you being held against your will?
Not quite, but it's only a matter of time until the soldiers discover that their captain is dead, and then we perhaps did it.
You'll have to excuse me, Mr. Savage, but it seems there's more revelations with every word that you say. What do you mean the captain is dead? What?
A lot has happened.
Indeed,
We were
it sounds
attacked.
that it has. Perhaps you better start from the beginning, Mr. Savage. I advise openness and honesty.
Oh,
if you were to receive,
I put in going. Oh, that's pot calling the kettle black there, openly and honest.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Miss Moore, I repeat that Dr. Ucini was responsible for briefing you in this situation.
That's
Unfortunately,
fine. They're dead.
Indeed. That is regrettable. That is an unfortunate occurrence. But hopefully, the same will not be. You will not meet the same fate. we'd like to get you back here, headquarters intact. Our investment, we wouldn't like to waste our investment.
And with your money, of course.
Indeed. The money.
While this is going on, I actually sort of step away in exasperation and look out the tent just to check that there's no one coming near and see if I can see Vincent, because there's a lot going on here that Vincent needs to know.
Yeah, I think we can say we can say by this point you probably spot both Vincent and Alfie wandering around the camp. They've probably bumped into each other at this point.
I'll be like, psst.
Comes over.
Yeah. So yeah, you're all now crowded into this like small radio.
As they come in, I'm going, I think you need to listen to what's going on. I think Randy is talking to the people that have been lying to us. Anyway, listen, you'll find out.
So you sent us to Paraguay, where we find Bolivian soldiers who attack us.
You're in Bolivia, sir, Mr. Savage.
Who let Randall take the radio?
Yes. Here, Alfie, you explain it. Clearly, this person is not being honest with us. First, he tells us we're going to Paraguay. Now we're in Bolivia.
The Paraguayan soldiers have invaded Bolivia.
Well, at least they're not Peruvian.
Right.
So, can we get some order over this conversation? Who exactly am I speaking to now? Can we confine this conversation to one spokesperson, please?
Randy's on it now, so Randy's.
Randy's on there.
Yes, Alfie Monroe. He is the person who has taken leadership after the demise of the good doctor. I shall pass him to you presently.
Right.
Alfie, don't forget to give him your code.
You can hear an audible sigh over there. Oh my
God. Why
I can
do we
just
never...
sense the regret.
I'm sorry, Dyla. Okay, so Alfie takes the radio. Hello, who's this?
Hi.
This is Quentin Shapiro at Caduceus headquarters in New York. Who am I speaking to now?
My name is Alfie Monroe. I'm on the Caduceus expedition in Bolivia.
Have you your identification code?
It's 1111.
Right, there's a big
It's quite
photo.
memorable.
Right. Yes, Mr. Monroe. Can I assume that you were the spokesperson for your expedition now, for your group?
I'll just get them. No. Certainly, yes. Yes. What seems to be the problem? It's good to hear from you. We've had a spot of bother.
Yes, so I understand.
Dr. Assini is no longer among us, I'm afraid.
Yes. So I hear.
Yes.
There's a little confusion as to whether he was bitten by a large snake or be shot in the head. I'm a little unclear as to what exactly happened.
It was most definitely the latter.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunate. Nevertheless, I suppose the details are irrelevant.
Indeed.
I'm also led to believe that Dr. Usini did not brief you on the purpose of your mission.
Well, unfortunately, he was about to brief us when he met his untimely demise.
Very well. So do you want me to? So he repeats the information. I can repeat the information if you wish.
No, that's fine. Should I?
Does he mention the lizards though? Because if he doesn't mention the lizards, we are going to tell him about the
I
lizards.
must confess that we did go through Dr. Assini's belongings. We had no idea where the camp was, and I did find a letter that mentions something about a level 3 threat.
Yes, this level 3 threat. We believe this is the Temple Guardian that was released during the accidental release during the artillery strike. at the site of interest.
The site of interest?
Yes. We believe this was one of the wards concealed. There was concealed in the temple that we're required to locate and infiltrate.
Do you have any idea where this this temple might be?
Other than it should be somewhere in the vicinity of the wards. We believe there will be more than one.
I see. What do these wards look like?
I'm afraid we don't have any details on that. I'm quite sure you'll recognize them when you see them.
Well, in that case, I suppose we better go start looking for it.
That would be a good idea, Mr. Moore. It would be incredibly good. I'm afraid I can't authorize an extraction until the mission parameters are complete.
The mission parameters?
Yes, to retrieve the mummy from the temple, alive.
I see.
Now, if
it's
there is
mummy
any...
a wrapped up dead man, a voice from over the other end of the radio hears. I thought our mummy was a wrapped up dead guy. What do you mean alive?
Yeah.
I'm
Can you keep your team under control, please, Mr. Moore?
I turn around to Vincent and say, the mummy apparently is in stasis and it's alive. And there's giant lizards are running around the jungle wanting to kill us.
see.
Hello, Shapiro. This is Randy Savage, 8675309, speaking on behalf of Alfie Monroe, 111111.
Was it now, Mr. Savage?
One. Can you please continue?
I hope so.
So, may I? The mission parameters are to locate the temple, retrieve the mummy.
Alive.
Where are we to take the mummy? Where is the extraction due to take place?
When you have the target, you contact us and we shall arrange an extraction.
I see.
If you require any special equipment, we can arrange for an airdrop in the next day or two.
Very good. Yes, we understand. We'll do our best to locate the temple, and we'll let you know.
Hear it, Mr. Moore.
Well, anyway, over and out.
Over. He shouts, just wanting to be part of this radio conversation.
Right. So, good luck, team. And then the radio just goes to static.
Okay, I just put the handset down. Did any of you know about this?
What?
Oh, yeah, because he told us about 5 minutes ago.
No, before the expedition started. Did anybody know what we were getting ourselves into?
No, and I had quite strong words with him about it as well. I told them my displeasure.
I believe it was intentional as to not to cloud our judgment into coming into this place. A test of character, they say.
Lies.
Well, we're here now, aren't we? I mean,
Yes.
It could be one hell of a story.
I'm here for the money.
One that might
I need to
be
get paid. Whatever our mission is, we need to complete it.
I mean, well, this is exactly it, Mr. Lazaro. We need to locate this temple. There is something inside. He mentioned some temple guardian. I have no idea what he meant by that. Did he say anything to you about it?
It's not the
lizard people, which they do happen to know about.
yes. But he would not divulge any more information about them.
Yes, we weren't privy to that. We don't know how many. So there may be many more of the lizard people He did say they infiltrate, so we need to be careful about who we trust. And we need to work out how we test who these lizard people are.
Blink sideways.
Look,
I mean, I came to find some lovely historic artifacts and other things, and right now I'm a little discombobulated because
Ms. Moore, I think you're going to find some artifacts.
Artifacts and live mummies and lizards and guardians weren't part of the deal.
I mean, I
Well, they
thought
are now.
artifacts and mummies were exactly everything that archaeologists were about.
I mean,
But
just
yeah,
imagine.
what
they're
might-
dead.
Yes, so what about this one that is alive? Have you heard of anything come across in the past? You are the foremost expert in your field. Are you not?
No,
I bet that's the only
Nobody
one of
has.
its kind, Randy.
this is
It needs to be
something.
killed.
This is something of stories and
Not going back
ridiculous.
alive as soon as Randy gets his hands on it. I heard you were the only one.
Exactly. So it's a one of a kind mummy, eh?
Ms. Moore, I mean, this could be the discovery of your lifetime.
Or the demise of our life.
It's the payday of a lifetime for me, and that's all that matters. Whatever the mission
Mr.
is
Lazaro is
yeah.
right. Absolutely. Mr. Savage,
Yes,
you like to
Mr.
hunt
Monroe.
things? I can't imagine there being anything that you will ever hunt again like this creature.
Of course, that is why they brought me here, but in order to hunt your prey, you have to know about him, you have to learn him. I suggest we go out to this place as soon as possible and try to observe this guardian in its natural habitat for at least 2-3 weeks. We find out what its habits are, what it eats, how it communicates, and then at the right time when it least expects it, pow!
I mean, that sounds very exciting, but if we require any specialist equipment, they need to know by tomorrow. So we may not have the amount of time to conduct that research.
Look, we know the location is only a few short miles away.
Well, we
If
were
we
told
leave
to
with all due
investigate
haste,
the battlefield, were we not?
yes.
Sorry?
We were told to find the battlefield, weren't we?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
and now
The
that
battlefield
we know
where the
where it is,
artillery strike has been is where they reckon it's unleashed this guardian.
then perhaps we should head there immediately. Well, what time is it actually? Is it? Are we not
It is about 4. So checking your watches, it's just after 4 in the afternoon. So there's a few.
I mean, we could
It's-
leave it until the morning and head out in the morning to find the site, I suppose.
But if we have to get back to them with a list of equipment, we're better off finding it out now and coming back in time to tell them.
You're absolutely correct, of course.
So you got
Well, you said as
you got
much
2 hours of
yourself.
daylight left.
We have, and we've got a map which shows where the battlefield is in relation to the camp, right? So we need to
And
cross
nothing
the
bad
field.
ever happens in the dark.
No, not in the jungle, never.
No.
What's that?
Well, should we head out then?
I think we should.
I say we give the keeper a little payback, 100%.
So what are you doing? I think you had decided that you were going to leave the camp and head out into the jungle. Are
Yes.
Are there any preparation? Any preparations you want to make? Are you going to tell anybody that you're going? Are you going to try? Do you want to try and convince anybody to go with you, or what exactly are you doing? So you're all.
We should tell Dr. Orsini.
Camp.
Are we going to tell
Seance,
Shapiro that we're going to get back on the radio and tell Shapiro that we're going right away?
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't think that's
Do
necessary.
we have a map?
He seemed to be getting
If I-
quite a little bit angry with us.
If
think we
I
should-
recall, we had a very scrappy map.
We have a map. Also, we could speak to Gomez. Dr. Gomez, he knew where the battlefild was.
So I think before we head out, we would definitely try and get a better kind of map. They must have a map in one of the rooms, or get one drawn for us. It's a little better than
I wanted to just speak to Gomez. Let's speak to Gomez. He knows where the battlefield was. He can point us in the right direction. It's not far from the camp, according to the map. So,
yeah. So if you've not seen it in the journal tab on the icons on the right, if you open that up, there's a folder called Player Handouts, and you should be able to access one called the Contents of Dr. Usini's folder, which has got both the letters and the mapping.
yes. We're all over this, guys. It's no problem.
If anything, we could tell the staff that we went out looking for that self-medicating nurse.
I mean, I shouldn't worry about it too much, old chap. I think most of the camp seem to know what's going on.
Hmm.
I mean, like everything that's going on, or
Enough.
Okay.
That's a pretty rubbish map.
Yes, and we have some
Well,
unknowns.
yeah,
Will we be able to cross the ford, or do we need to go around it?
Well, let's just go and ask Gomez.
Right, so just for my dumbass, what is a ford?
A ford is a
Car manufacturer.
it's a shallow section of a river that's used for crossing river.
Okay.
We have them in the UK, and idiots try to drive their cars across them when they shouldn't.
So it's either a naturally occurring or a man-made shallow area that allows you
There
to
you go.
cross.
So we should be fine. Should be fine, Mr. Savage.
So
We shall ford it.
We'll ford the ford.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and find some rain boots and
Wellies.
yes, some welly bobs.
Okay, so you're probably equipped. You've been equipped by Caduceus, so you've probably got there's clothing and footwear that you've got a suit, or they're suitable for the environment as well that you're in.
It's 1938. We call them galoshes.
Yeah, and you probably the clothing is probably like tweeds as well.
No.
The tweed jacket or something like that.
Dapper.
Just like was it the Moor expedition in the
Those
30s or
guys
20s?
the guys that went up tried to get up to Everest wearing
yes.
nothing but tweed.
Yeah, tweed jackets. Yeah.
Spoiler.
No oxygen.
They didn't make it.
No.
I've given up on the Armani suit, and I'm back to like jungle like gear.
But yeah,
Armani's backed away.
The clothing you've got is more than suitable for your traveling through the jungle.
Excellent. So we'll consult with Gomez first. I'll show him the map actually, if that's a thing. I'll show him the map and say, "This is the map that we found in Orsini's belongings. Is this accurate?"
He says he can. So he provides you with maps, survey maps they've got of the area, so that you're able to correlate that with the map, the hand-drawn map that you've got, and it's fairly accurate. So certainly with both maps, you'd be easily be able to find it. It doesn't look that far away. It's probably only maybe an hour, 2 hours walk, if that.
Yeah.
He offers to ask you if you want any assistance. He says he could perhaps try and persuade Gregario to
Like Gregorio seemed
to escort
handy,
you.
didn't he? Yeah, he seemed a bit handy.
If he knows the area, yes.
That would be a good idea. Yeah, I mean, he's from the village, so
Yeah.
let's do that.
Oh, yeah, he knows his way around. He's going to be handy to have. Like,
Yeah, man.
Okay, so
if he's from the village, he may know stories about the area. He may have been warned in like
Yeah,
fairy
he's
tale stories.
he's not very talkative.
Maybe he will get so the closer we get to the site of the battle.
Maybe we can find a way of making them talk.
Is that,
Just keep
is
Randy
that
away
meant as
from him
threatening
then.
as it sounds?
You see, yeah, a little bit. You see Vinny spinning something in his fingers and putting it back in his pocket. And if you pass your spot hidden roll, you would notice it was a brass knuckles.
Oh.
Oh. Wow. That got
Okay,
dark.
so who wants to accompany Dr. Gomez to speak to Gregorio? I mean, you can all go if you want, or just one. So,
I feel I've been
Are they going to be speaking Spanish? Because it's going to be Karina should go.
Yes, Karina can go.
Yes, Karina. Let's vote Karina.
When was this about?
I can go with. I can go with.
When you stepped away during the break, we all had
I
a.
can go with Karina. Me and Karina can go, but Karina needs
Yeah.
to go because she speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go and look at it like serious. I was going to say
Okay.
intimidating, not yet, just serious.
so the pair of you accompany Dr. Gomez to where you find Gregorio. One side of the camp is with some of the other local villagers. They're making some repair, trying to like make repairs to some of the buildings and scavenge, sort of gather some supplies to make more repairs. Dr. Gomez approaches him and asks just up front, just asks if he will be prepared to serve as a guide on to take you to the site of the battle. And Gregorio is clearly reluctant. It says, but Dr. Gomez, we any other if there was another time, but we have our preparations to make for our festival. This is important. This is important to our people. We must make our preparations.
And what festival is that?
It is the festival of the Dreamer.
The Dreamer.
There's an ancient custom that our people adhere to.
And this is something that is relished throughout the town?
It is a legend. It is local to our people.
And just out of sheer curiosity, like we have a archaeologist with us. I'm sure she might love to hear your story and legends about this festival.
You can make a persuade roll.
Mm-hmm.
Persuade.
It's a lovely scarf you got
Hello.
there.
Thanks, it's new. Persuade. Ooh.
I presume you're not going to spend any luck on that. You can push it if you want, but of course, if you fail it, it will be a dire or more severe. Dire is probably
No, I don't think I'll push it just because I don't want to ruin anything.
right. So it says, I'm sorry, Miss Montana, but our traditions are sacred and are not to be shared with outsiders.
Okay.
Weird.
Okay, then I'm gonna switch this up. I'm gonna actually do what I'm good at. I'm gonna attempt to turn on the charm at this point. So, I will shift my posture just ever so slightly, step just slightly forward, and just like, but I completely understand, and I think that is so noble to keep your history alive in such ways. But I mean, there's everything that needs to get prepared, but there are still quite a few people, and I think if you were able to help us get to the site and show us the way and even back, then there's more chance of us being alive, and we can help you. I mean, you don't have to show us these traditions, but we can certainly help you embrace them with your village, and especially when there's such monstrosities has happened recently. I'm sure you understand.
Oh, give us a charm roll.
Ooh, she's touch.
Nice.
So he smiles. Perhaps even detect a slight rush of colour to his cheeks, and I suppose there are a few days left till the celebrations. I suppose I can spare you a few hours.
And that is ever so gracious of you. And as I said, we have a couple of strong, able-bodied men with us that will be able to help you with what you need and fix these up for you.
Our people would be grateful for assistance in the reconstruction of our village. This is one thing. As much as we appreciate the help that Caduceus has given us, this is one thing. The hard work is not one thing the doctors and nurses have been able to contribute. So yes, very well.
Thank you.
I shall escort you. With my assistance, the journey will be much quicker.
You're so very gracious. I will just check with the rest of my team. I think they were just speaking to one of the doctors, and we should be ready momentarily.
Very well. We should be underway immediately if we want to make the best of the light that remains.
Yeah. Okay. So I just do a little nod and then turn and go back to the others.
I'll whisper a little good job as she comes past.
Well, you're the one that's going to be doing the work later, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Didn't understand a word of the conversation, but just saw that she did a good job. I could see from looking at the reactions. Well done.
Right. So, shall we say, gather your group together, and with under the direction of Gregario, you strike out into the jungle, heading west, following barely visible trails that Gregario is just follows without any effort. As you head along, he points out various flora and fauna on the way, and just past conversation. Don't touch that. Stay clear of that. It also makes small sense. What are your intentions? Why do you seek this battlefield? What is it you hope to find there?
Well, I am a hunter extraordinaire. I am looking for different creatures that might be unique to the area, trophies of some sort. Have you heard or seen of any interesting animals that one would hunt for sport?
Mr. Savage, the animals in this jungle are sacred to my people. We do not hunt.
What he means non-sacred animals.
All life is sacred here. We only eat from the root and the fruit Food that we
I
would
assure
grow.
you, I would
We
never.
we don't eat flesh of creatures. Yeah, all life here is sacred to our people.
I see. And so, what is it that your tribe does for sport?
Competition.
The first person to what?
We run races and tests of skill.
Are we, by the way, at the ford yet?
No.
Okay.
So, you're heading along this track. This animal, it's like I say, it's an animal track, and Gregario stops for a moment and looks off to something, catches his attention to off to one side, and without even saying a word, just pulls out his machete from his belt and starts hacking a path through the undergrowth off to one side.
Okay.
Well, we're leaving the path.
There's just something over here. I'm not familiar with this. Well, was something, and he wanders off.
Does he look?
What?
Does he look frightened or?
No, just curious, puzzled.
Okay.
Excuse me, good sir. You're supposed to be guiding us to a location that we chose. Can you please explain this odd and irrational behavior, which, while might be acceptable in the tribe that you come from, in modern Western civilizations, we don't treat guests like this.
So he completely ignores you. He's going.
Of course. I shall hunt him down, and I unsling my rifle, and I get into hunting mode. I'm going to track him. Follow me.
Okay, so
I'm cautious.
He's the last Gregorio of his kind.
Don't tell him that.
So it doesn't go far. Only maybe not even 100 yards off the trail that you're being followed. And it comes to an area where some of the trees and undergrowth has been trees have been smashed, have been broken down. They're like tops of several of the trees are like broken off, as if something struck them.
Recently?
And they fairly recently. So all the undergrowth around this area is flattened. There's some signs of burning as well, of heat.
What it would look like if a shell had struck it.
Yeah.
No,
No?
not that kind of impact. No, it's not.
Oh.
Are we talking about meteorite impact or something?
No, nothing as severe as that.
Okay.
Something big and something heavy, but not to not to that extent. There's no impact. There's no impact crater or anything like that. Just the area's planned, but scattered all across this area are like fragments of what look like glass.
Mm-hmm. Is it
And also
naturally
there's
formed glass, or is it?
no. It
Broken.
looks manufactured. Broken piece of glass. It's quite thick, probably a good 6 inches thick.
Oh.
Some pieces ranging from like a few inches across to a couple of feet. And over to one side that you notice as Gregorio walks over, there is some kind of like a black box.
How did you find this place or know about it?
It says, I noticed. I know that this the lands around our village, like the back of my hand. But I noticed there was something unusual had happened. So it's the change in the landscape.
A black box, like a Blaine's black box.
So you go over. It looks. So it's a box maybe about a couple of feet long by about 6 inches wide and about 6 inches deep. It looks like it's made of some kind of metal, but there's no seams on it. No sign of any like manufacturing marks or anything like that. And on the top, there is a series of what look like buttons. It looks as you turn it over, it looks like some kind of control panel. And the surface is cut. This surface with these buttons and switches is covered in some kind of marking, some kind of script or runes of some kind. And with your linguist ability, you can make an education roll.
It's not my best start, like fail, but it's 7 to make it. If it's going to make a difference, I'll use 7 luck.
Spend that luck.
Look, Cthulhu, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do, because otherwise you'll sit on the box and squash it.
Okay, so
some luck.
So it takes you a while, sort of like running through your mind about various languages. I mean, it's obviously something ancient, it's something old, something some kind of dead language, and it takes you a few minutes before something clicks, something you've read, something you've seen. It's you believe it's Nakal, the ancient Mayan. I believe it's Mayan text.
Okay. So I'll turn around to the group and whoever's closest to me and say, because initially, well, first of all, out of character, a black box, the original black box I was thinking of, that's not a thing in 1937.
I don't know, probably not actually.
That's
No,
a more recent
no.
technology, isn't it? Yeah. Because my first thought was a plane's maybe crashed here when we found a black box. So it's not that. So I'm going to turn around to the group and say that this is really, really old. You know of the Mayan civilization, the ancient civilization that lived in these parts of South America many hundreds or thousands of years ago. I don't know. I'm not a historian. I'm a gangster from Hell's Kitchen, New York. But yeah, this is Mayan. The writing on this is Nikal. This is their language. I don't know of what.
I would be very fascinated by this.
I mean, you've described this box. It doesn't look old, right? Because
No.
you said it was like smooth and no.
No, it doesn't look old at all, and there's no marks on it. Not even a scratch.
Well, this
Are
writing on
you
it is ancient.
sure about that, old man? I mean, this looks brand new.
I know language. It's the one thing I do know. This is Nikal. This is an ancient Mayan language.
Obviously, someone's using that language and scraped into the box. What's the glass around look like?
So it's the area's flattened, but there's like I said, there's perhaps some slight singeing to some parts, but other than that, like I say, it looks like something large hit the air. It's like smashed into the area, but there's no, and the tops of the trees.
Wow.
The trees are smashed off, and the area's flattened, but other than that,
Plane crash and a shell strike both make sense for that. Nothing else makes sense for me yet. Like,
Does it?
Yeah, shell strike would definitely.
But there's lots of glass around, but there's no other debris.
glass,
it looks like glass.
I'm going to bend down and examine some of it.
So you pick it up. It is you almost overbalance it. You pick up like quite a big shard of it, expecting it obviously to be quite hefty in its weight, and as you pick it up, it weighs next to nothing. You can barely tell you've got it in your hand.
I'll say, what? My goodness, feel this glass. It's very strange. And I pass it to Katerina, who's next to me. Feel that? It's got no weight.
Yeah, so I'll take it off her and just like. So it's just doesn't. I'll literally just like hold it in the palm of my hand, just like. Well, how often do you have a hunk of glass? It doesn't generally weigh too much, I guess.
Oh, it weighs more than that.
How thick is it?
6
about-
inches thick.
yeah,
a bit of glass that would be
Right.
heavy.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's about
That's
so
like
about
a
6
brick.
inch thick. About but almost the size of a small brick.
Whoa.
That would be heavy.
Does it look like it's come down, like and landed, and the glass has gone whoosh, almost as like if it was?
Like if you dropped a bottle. And
Yeah,
smashed
it's like
into
it was. It was inside this thing, and it's dropped, and the glass has gone. Phoom.
Possibly, but there's no all these pieces, these like shards of this material. There's no sharp edges on any of it.
Oh,
Ooh, like safety.
Does it look at all like it's in a pattern like a circular pattern, like it would be from an impact, and it went like is it the bits of glass spread out like in circles?
It seems to be spread out, from maybe scattered from a central area, from a possible impact area. Yeah.
I'm picking up a piece of glass and looking at it as well. Not that I know anything about it.
But-
I'm a geologist, but I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm doing.
But whatever it is, there's like I said, there's not enough. There's a lot of these pieces scattered around, but not enough to make any. If you put them all together, not enough to make any kind of sizable object or
If I take one though, like a big piece, and it seems light, I'm going to try to like smash it against a rock to see if it breaks like glass. Like, does it have
it
properties?
doesn't
that I'm
even it doesn't even make a dint.
This is odd. It doesn't make a dent. I try harder.
No, it doesn't even mark it.
Do I see one that's about helmet sized?
No,
Vinny's going to get a gold ring and he's going to scratch a piece of the glass against gold and see what
doesn't scratch. It
But
marks the
does-
ring.
It marks the
Ah.
ring, so it's tougher
Yeah.
than the gold.
Yeah.
I'll show that to Randy. Look at this.
I'll turn to Gregorio and just
Wait,
ask him. Does he see
We
anything?
all know that diamonds are the most durable form of glass.
I've not seen this before. Like I say, this is as I say this. I don't know what this is.
I'm going to take. I'm going to look for one that's kind of flat on the ground, and I shall say out loud. I suggest everybody cover your ears, and I take out my 45, and I cock it, and I'm aiming to shoot at the glass.
Okay, we can make a look roll.
I was going to
I'm going
suggest
to look
fill our
and
pockets.
just see if people are holding their ears there, and then I will fire.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
Okay,
make
wow.
the roll as instructed, but
Yeah.
wow.
Uh-oh.
today I hunt glass.
No. Today, glass hunts you.
Make a luck roll. Okay, let's
A
see.
luck roll.
A luck roll. That is
Oh.
not very
Oh,
lucky.
good.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, he's
That's-
got
How
an
do I
apple.
have 100? That doesn't make sense.
Thank you.
No, that's not. Yeah, you shouldn't have 110 luck.
Wow.
Because I
Well,
rolled a
the roll-
lot
it
of
doesn't-
points.
it-
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't change. It doesn't change the roll though. We can adjust your luck, but yeah, it doesn't change the roll. So your luck
Okay.
can't be higher than 99.
All right. I'll do that.
Okay. So yeah,
Shit.
the bullet just ricochets safely off.
No mark.
Wow.
No mark.
Maybe. And I'm going to make sure that
Vinny is
no
filling his pockets
non-caduceus
with
people
small bits.
here. We have to take some of this back. The bullets didn't even. No wonder the army is here. Maybe this is what they're after. They call it stones, special stones. That's this. It must be this. I'm going to try to take like samples and put them in my pack.
Okay.
You
you can
know,
all.
maybe I'll find one about heart size that I put in my front pocket like
So
that.
the biggest one is about 6 inches across. So while Randall's doing that, you can all everybody else can make a spot hidden roll.
Oh, wow. I love a good spotted hidden roll.
It's the best. Eh?
I said she who can't even find it.
Oh, useless.
So,
Oh,
I'm
nice.
gonna have to-
You can't
Well,
push
yeah,
the roll.
shit,
You can't
that's it.
push a spot hidden because it's a passive roll, right?
this would have been a passive one, yeah.
Yeah, can't push it past what eh?
No, you can't push a passive on that. Okay,
Wow.
so 2 successes. Alfie got the better one. So Alfie, while you cover, you like cover your ears and look away as Randy's was to shoot, fires a shot off of this thing, and as you do, something, you see something glinting in the sun, or just off to your right near the edge of this this clearing, this area. And as you step over, take a few steps forward, you can see this metal. It's like silvery looking metal. Looks like a tube or a rod of some kind. And as you get a little bit closer, you can see it's these ornate snake, like snakes, like coming off it, like these entwined snakes coming off this metal tube.
Ooh.
And they're like they come together with like a mouth. Its mouth open at the end of the tube, and the tails of the snake come off, like 2 tails come off the end on the other end of the tube. At the same time, a monkey emerges from behind a bush, and it looks at you and looks at this thing on the floor and suddenly makes a dash for it.
Oh.
Is it the
Did
last
anybody
kind of-
identify what species of monkey that was?
I think it's the last of its kind.
It's definitely the last of its kind, Randy. Get it?
I mean, can I reach down and snatch this thing before the monkey gets to it?
You can, if you make a hard luck roll, maybe.
Oh,
Well, that's not going to happen.
Oh,
Absolutely miles away. Absolutely
Can I
miles
shoot the
away.
monkey? Can I see this going on?
No, nobody else has seen this.
Yeah, okay.
So it just grabs this thing, and then just clambers up up the nearest tree.
I say, give that back, you little bugger.
Randy, kill it! Oh,
Well, nobody else has seen this.
Yeah.
Okay.
oh,
They'll hear Alfie shout
Yes.
that.
yeah. Mm.
You only seen it.
Do we see then when he shouts this monkey running off with it?
So you can see this monkey sat about 10-15 foot up on the branch of this tree, holding this rather ornate, like a tube with these intertwined snakes. And suddenly it gives a yelp, like a pained yelp.
Oh.
And it looks like it's trying to shake it. It's shaking its hand. It looks like it's trying to throw this thing away.
Oh,
And as it does, a ball of flame erupts from the mouths, the snake mouths on the end of this tube, and comes hurtling towards somebody.
Uh-oh.
You can all make a look roll.
oh no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, no, no.
Oh,
Shot the monkey is not.
Oh, made it.
Oh, made it.
Shot the
Made
monkey.
it.
Very good.
Oh, we all made it.
I think I made it worse.
Yeah, so it's whoever made it. If you all made it, so whoever made it the worst.
I made it worse.
Oh,
Yes.
no, I
And the
did.
hunter becomes the hunted.
I rolled 24.
Yeah.
No, it's heist.
Turns out,
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, Randall.
he's the last Randall Savage of his kind.
Okay. Right.
And
so
he's
this
about to
ball-
become extinct.
So this ball of this ball of flame just comes hurtling straight at Randall. You can, you want to try and dive out of the way? You can try and throw yourself out of the way if you want.
I think
can give us a
dodge
dodge
roll
roll,
is in
Wes.
order.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Oh, hang on.
Come on, Randy, you've got this.
Oh, sorry. No, it's I was in editing mode, which is not good. Here we go.
Oh,
I think I would push it.
It's
If-
classed as combat. So.
It's okay. So then I will absorb it.
Yeah. So you try and throw yourself out of the way. You trip and fall, and this ball of flame just impacts you in the chest.
Oh my gosh.
it's gonna
It's a
hurt
good
in the
thing I
morning.
had the glass in my front pocket.
Oh,
He did.
He
You
did.
can make a luck roll.
He-
Yeah, they put it right in his
wow.
front pocket.
Well, we got to figure out my fair luck though, because this is not like
Yeah.
normal.
Yeah. Also. Okay. So yeah. So maybe it hits that.
Wow.
It reduces. So it absorbs some of the damage, but as it hits you, this ball of flame just explodes and envelops Randall.
oh shit!
It just explodes,
All that's left of him is that little bit of his
His
chest.
and you take 9 points of damage.
Oh, you fighter.
Oh, you can reduce that to 8. That's the thing.
All right.
And you can also make another luck roll, but let's sort out your luck first, yeah, because something's wrong there, isn't it?
Okay, I sorted out, and I took 8 points, and
Yeah.
my bushy eyebrows that I was so proud of are now dainty.
It should be
By the way,
I'll make a luck
Just
roll.
a note about I've noticed about Foundry, when you're in edit mode, be very careful when you're hovering over things, because if you use your mouse wheel, it'll edit it, the number
Oh.
up and down. Even if you're hovering over something, if your mouse wheel flicks up and down, it'll scroll the number and change it. Just accidentally changed my luck.
So, can
Okay.
you remember what your renewed total luck was after you made the luck gain roll at the beginning?
I think it tells you about it.
I think it would probably just be fair to re-roll it.
It says 96 out /85 when you did the roll.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's true. It did say 85, so there we go. So 85. Boom, done. So
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
can you make a luck roll, please?
Sure. It's one of my best skills.
Ooh. Okay, right. So yeah, so this like I said, this ball of flame hits you and just explodes, almost completely enveloping you, and your clothes set alight. But luckily, you like hit the deck and roll and wildly patting yourself and manage to extinguish the flames before you just turn into a human fireball.
Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
And I'm like saying that as I go do that. Shoot that monkey!
So meanwhile, this monkey is screaming, trying to shake this thing out of its hand.
I took a shot earlier. Do you want to count it, or will I roll it again?
I would roll again
Okay. Shame, because I hit it.
because I'm cool.
Nope, not that time.
Okay.
I look around and see if there's a stone or anything to throw at the monkey. I know I've got a gun. I know I have, but
Yeah. There's
She doesn't want to hurt the monkey.
There'd have to be something like that, yeah. So you grab a nearby rock and you can hurl it to the monkey. So that'll be a throw roll.
Oh,
Because
I
sticks
just
and
think I-
stones will break its bones, but monkeys shooting fire will harm me.
I mean, to be fair, she's probably not that worried about Randall. She just doesn't want to hurt the monkey.
Okay, so that's a miss. You can,
It's
so that's a
not the
miss.
monkey's
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah. Okay, so you hurl this rock. It's just clapped against a tree, and you can see like another flame start to be emitted again from the mouth of
Oh, God.
on this thing.
somebody
And then
get
all
Randall.
of a sudden it seems to almost like suck, like there's a recoil or like a backfire of it, and the monkey, it just disappears in a cloud of red mist, and bits of monkey come raining down around you.
Good shot, Jamie.
And
I did it
and
again.
this-
I've-
and this snake, this tube with these snakes entwined around it, drops to the floor.
Oh.
Oh.
Who's it nearest? Was it nearest Randall?
If it's me, I'm backing away from it.
I
Was
would
it
imagine it's nearest to Jameson. She was throwing a rock at it.
Oh. Okay.
So I actually, to be fair, I would turn around and look at Randy Savage and run towards him and check he's okay.
You are really a woman of valor. Thank you so much, and thank you for bravely fighting off that monkey. You did an excellent job. But I was just demonstrating to you really how to absorb the impact of a flame for the benefit of the company, of course.
I bend down and get into my bag, and then I pull out a cup and I throw it on his face and go, "Your eyebrows are still singed."
To be fair, there was a kitten behind me that I was diving in front of to save from that.
Oh yes, well, yes.
I do apologise. We can't
Now-
you can't actually spend luck on combat rolls.
That's okay, but how do I feel? Like, did it feel like regular fire? Did it feel more burning and concentrated? Like, I know what heat is. I campgrounds and stuff like that. What did I feel?
Yeah, the flame, the heat of it was very intense.
I think you can spend luck on combat rolls, but not firearms, Phil.
Okay, it was
Guns. You can't.
I don't think that was a regular fire. It takes time to build a fire that gets to that temperature. How did it just get expelled from that tube? And does it look weapon-like, that tube, or does it seem...
I suppose it looks vaguely in an abstract kind of way. It looks a bit like you could say it looks a little bit like a gun in an abstract.
Could we
kind of
identify a
thing.
trigger?
Was there any? Did we see anybody run
No.
away from it when it dropped to the floor?
See, I pictured it like a staff, like it was a stick, and then it had the two
So
snakes wrapped around it.
it's like a tube, a metal tube, silvery metal tube, about 6 inches long, with these snakes entwined around it. The mouths at one end, which is what the fire emerged from, and then the tails, entwined tails, are at the other end. You can kind of hold it. There's no sort of handle like a gun handle.
Like a wand.
Yeah, it's like a wand almost.
But we didn't see anybody or anything.
Sorry, see anybody? No.
This reminds me of like a staff of power, like the stories of Moses from the Bible.
That's what I was initially thinking, but it's like that, but smaller, isn't it?
Yeah.
You were
Okay.
great.
I'm gonna go and
like Vincent.
lift it up and hold it up between two fingers like that.
Be careful with it. It's
No, don't pick that up. Don't
remember-
touch that. Don't touch that. Whoa,
I don't remember Moses setting anybody on fire, Mr. Savage.
No, it's so you pick it up.
Yeah.
It feels like just cold metal.
How odd? It's completely cold.
Careful.
Where did the black box fall?
It's kind of central to the area. This
Back
clearing.
where it started, virtually.
Sorry.
Where was that? Sorry.
The black box.
So the black box was kind of central to this kind of clearing. This snake fire gun, if you will, was to almost at the edge of the clearing.
So yeah, what I'm saying is like the black box got picked up by the monkey, and
No, it wasn't
No,
the black
no.
box. It was this gun thing that was.
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry. For some reason, I
No.
thought it was the. Oh, I thought it was
This
the
damage
black
to the
box.
clearing, could this be made by
I
a missile
apologise.
explosion from this wand, maybe?
Sorry.
Is that what the initial damage to this clearing is then? The
No,
flattening and the burning?
no, it must not be that. There's clearly
No, it's
like-
not this.
No.
What's caused that initially? That's what's.
I'm wondering on the box or on this staff, do we find any iconography that would look familiar to me based on the note that was destroyed by Vincent Lazara?
You don't
Not
remember
that I'm
it,
harboring
but-
resentment
Yeah.
still
The
over
eye-
that.
Naming and everything.
the icons, the script or whatever you want to call it. Yes, some of them are similar to the symbols that were on that map. Yeah.
Egad, nobody is going to believe me because I don't have any proof for it anymore. But I could swear that some of these icons and imagery match that of a recently destroyed document of historical nature that could have blown this thing wide open, similar to the way that weapon did.
Slinks back a few steps.
Yeah.
With his tail between his legs.
I'm holding this thing up in front of me. What map are you talking about? And who the bloody hell says he gad these days, anyway?
Golly, Josh!
Someone that's the last of his kind.
Mannerisms seem dated. My good man.
Bless you, Jake.
We can't leave this thing here. Clearly, it's a danger to causing our good friends' sacred animals to become extinct.
I mean, are you all right, old man?
No, not at all. I've been burned. I'm severely hurt.
Do we need to go back to camp? Are you able to continue, or?
I am used to continuing and being able to continue. I spend a lot of time alone hunting, and I do get hurt every now and then.
So don't forget, one of the things you can spend luck on, you can spend luck to say, it's only a scratch. And instantly gain 1d6 hit points.
Does anyone have any?
You know what? I don't like to spend luck, but I think narratively it would be a good idea to do so since I have too much luck anyways. I'm going to have to bring it down because it's not right that I have like this amount of luck.
Macho man.
It is. So there's there's the luck cheat sheets as well in the journal tab that shows you all the stuff you can spend.
Has anybody got better than 30 at first aid to have a go at, like, actually patch?
So it's 10 luck for that, or is
20?
20
luck to gain 1d6.
Go ahead. Do you want me to roll the 1d6, or do you want to do that?
Yeah, you can roll. Yeah. You spend the luck, so you can make the roll.
No, first aid 30, I think.
I've got 40 in first aid.
Okay.
That's better than everybody else. It's worth a try. Just don't push it.
Jamie's first aid was just putting out his eyebrows.
I did. I said I threw some water on him.
Hey!
Repairing his moustache.
That water was magic. It was.
Well, those level 2 burns have been reduced to a mere flesh wound.
Yes.
It's that water. I got it just right.
That was, I'd say, only a level 2 fire, not level 3.
Okay, so all the while, Gregario he's regarding the whole situation with quite a sort of serious, suspicious look on his face. You should be careful of such things.
Well, you led us here. What do you suppose all this means?
Have you seen these
cannot break? A monkey that shoots weapons and then explodes? Yes.
It just shakes his head. We should move on. We should move on if you wish to reach the site of the battle.
But how did you come by notice? You know what? Never mind that. I think I want to search the area a little bit more carefully for other artifacts or debris.
I'm not sure we have time, old man.
All right, then we shall proceed with all due haste. I changed my mind.
You could easily.
You can do it if you wish.
Yeah, you could easily return here anytime. No, it won't be that hard to find.
Good. So if ever I want to get shot by a monkey again, I know where to come.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you continue on, taking Gregario takes leading you on, so you eventually come upon a river. Come out of the trees and upon the river. So you can see clearly the site. You can clearly see the site of this battle that's been taking place on either side of the ford that crosses the river. On the east side, which is the side that you're on, is an open area of land that's scarred by the recent warfare. There's burnt out and abandoned vehicles, corpses, shell holes from ammunition shells, and spent ammunition litter the surrounding area. There's There's a couple of a couple of abandoned trucks. One of them is completely wrecked. It looks like it's been hit by a shell and it's completely burnt out. The other one is listing to one side.
Quite a big fight that happened here, then.
Yeah. And like I said, there's at least a couple of dozen corpses just scattered around this battlefield.
This is what a gruesome, horrible sight. Any army that does not take care to bury its own is not a civilized army.
You can all make a natural world roll as well.
All of us.
All of you. All of you.
I was going to say, if you want to start digging the graves while I start emptying their pockets, feel free.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, mine was
We can rely on Randall. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
I
so
have more to say
one-
about this.
So
I'm
while
like,
you're
oh.
while you're looking at, although these bodies have been out here like several days, and
Ugh.
although they're starting, the smell is pretty bad, and they're starting to decay. Randall, you notice despite this, there's no sign of any predation by any animals, or even there's no flies or anything on the corpses. They're they're decaying and things, but there's no animals. No animals have attempted to eat the corpses, and like I said, nothing. No flies, no maggots, nothing.
And as I'm explaining this oddity to the group, I'm going to say it is obvious that my reputation preceded me, and the animals in this area knew that I'd be arriving here.
The maggots and the flies were scared you'd make them extinct.
Do I see any tracks, animal tracks?
No, nothing. There's no. It's unnatural. It's unnaturally absent of any sign. I mean, these corpses should be riddled with maggots, and other animals should have been
I have
eating
a
the corpses.
concern.
There should be barely
Vincent.
anything left.
I have a concern, Vincent, that your supposition that the captain would have been taken care of by animals and there would be no trace of him might be untrue. And if the soldiers find the body, we could be in very serious trouble.
I'm no expert in the jungle and in animals and predators and prey, Randall, but
Yes,
these
we know that.
men should be eaten alive, shouldn't they? I'm not eaten alive, but these corpses shouldn't be here. These should be picked to bits by
Exactly.
Scavengers, yeah? I mean, I'm no expert on wildlife, but these should not be here. If this was days ago, these should be torn apart by scavengers. There should be bones here, right?
I wonder if these animals don't have some sort of sixth sense or common sense that leads them to stay away.
Aren't animals sensitive to the other predators in the area? Perhaps there's something that they're more afraid of.
Mark,
That's what I mentioned. That was my first theory.
So something else.
And I'm looking around nervously.
Yeah. So looking at something else that dawns on you all is it's deathly quiet here. There's nothing. No.
I was about to ask that. Yeah.
All the sound of the wildlife that you've probably become that used to it. You've not initially noticed, but there's nothing. There's not a sound.
No jungle sound.
No
crickets.
jungle sound. No insects, no animals, no birds, nothing.
Is it possible that
Gregario, this is a cursed place. We should we should move. We should do whatever it is you need to do and be away from here.
We need to bury the bodies. We cannot leave
I mean,
human beings like this.
how many bodies are there? I mean, I assume there's
At least
a lot.
at least a couple of dozen.
We should leave the bodies here for now and inform the soldiers they should come back to bury the bodies.
Oh my god.
Too much like hard work.
Yeah. All right. We know that apparently this temple was struck by an artillery shell. It must be in the area somewhere.
So, yeah,
Mr.
site of
Monroe, you
interest.
made a very astute observation.
That's
And
very unlike me.
Based on that observation, I'd like to examine the bodies to see if I could see how they died. What were they killed from? Was it like weapons or was it blunt force trauma?
They're clearly died from like during the battle. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Is it
Mundane
bullet wounds
weapons.
or like shrapnel wounds from shells?
Yeah, both. So gun. Some of them like got gun wound, bullet wounds. Some of them like from.
Nobody
from
set
blast
on fire.
damage.
Has anybody got singed eyebrows amongst the bodies?
No, not really. No, nothing that nothing you wouldn't expect.
Mr. Monroe, there was no monkey business
Yo,
here.
do any of these bodies have any suspicious looking saggy skin?
You can have to go around. You can go around and check if you want.
Fucking right, I will. Yes, please.
Okay, so you go around. Start
I suggest we all do actually.
We all doing that.
Yeah, I'm
mean,
gonna
raw
look at
corpses.
If
I'm-
any suggests it, then
I mean, yeah. So I'll be looking while I'm taking their wallets anyway. I guess.
Okay. So you're taking the wallets. You only get to like maybe pocket change from. They're not carrying much money. So are you all checking the bodies then?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think we would probably.
Right.
Give
Okay.
them a little jiggle about the jowls to see how loose it is.
Okay. You can all make con checks, I think, as well, unless your character is used to corpses and stuff.
Creating them, yes.
Hard success.
Katrina, you notice Gregario. He says something in Spanish and sets off across the ford. And he
Heading
says
back?
something. No, west across the
Oh,
ford.
okay.
You catch what it says something about sacred pillars,
Oh.
as in a pillow that you sleep on.
Oh, sacred pillow.
Oh, okay. So, and he's gone.
He starts walking across the ford to the west side of the river.
Oh, because we haven't crossed the ford yet.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So as we're going around, I will let the other guys know because I'm assuming that they're gonna notice him wandering off.
Yeah.
Perhaps this isn't the site of the battle. Perhaps this is just a site of a different battle. Like this was just from a few days ago. The battle would have happened
Yes.
way before if we were sent. It would have taken us more than a few days just to get here from where we were. Maybe this isn't the main artillery site. This is just a secondary battle. The soldiers are here fighting each other. Do we see anything that gives indications that this would be major?
So
Or
this was a big protracted fight that seems to have taken. The main focus of it seems to be on this side, but there's also signs of the battle on the other side of the ford as well. And the corpse, probably Randall. You've seen lots of dead bodies and stuff before, so yeah, these bodies have been here for 10 days, 10, 11 days.
Okay.
So if Katrina's informed us about him wandering off about those pillars or whatever, I'm gonna follow him and I'll call out the stones, perhaps.
Oh. That could be.
Right, so you can see Gregario is come to a halt a short way across the ford.
I'll catch up to him.
Okay, right. He's stood by what must be the artillery impact that Caduceus spoke of. And Gregario is stood just a few feet from this hole in the ground, about 50 feet across, lined with cut stone. And you can see a stone staircase descending, spiraling down into this pit. And all about it are shards of this thick, what must have been a circular stone, covered in Nakal writing.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Well, bloody hell.
Now,
and-
did you say that this staircase goes right down directly into the crater that was the artillery fire?
No, not the. So the artillery
Like a
has
hole.
struck nearby,
Oh, right. Okay.
and it's. But yeah, there's the hole like a well, like a massive well. It's like I say, it's about 50 feet across, and it's lined with stone, cut stone, and it descends into like darkness.